truck, gon' make way for a prodigy.
I ain't regular. I ain't regular. I ain't regular.
I ain't trippin', this is easy, easy. Got 'em excited to meet me. I got diamonds, you got CZs. Wake up, get to it, and repeat. Hey, I ain't hear nothing haters say. Let 'em talk about it. Follow rules about 100 deep. Gotta walk around it. I kill it and then I walk away with the chalk around it. I just get low key and watch 'em talk about it. I'm in New York and we finna get loose. Squeeze the big apple and give me the juice. Don't wanna talk, I just do what it do. My alter egos can fill up a room. Hop on the flight, take a trip to Peru. That hop in the whip that is missing the roof. My woman a fire, just look at my boo. I'm the almighty, I'm feeling like Bruce. Ooh. I don't need much, ability to do. Ooh. Breaking the hearts and breaking the rules. Ooh. 10 out of 10, I'm feeling like two. I ain't tripping, this is easy.
From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup. We are all set to go, as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the defending Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. You talk about this Chiefs defense. They've been pretty good against the pass. Not amazing, but good. Number 13 in the league.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes. See if they can generate some run after the catch. But nothing doing on that one.
On second down, Tua. There's the former Chief, man they watched for years, Tyreek Hill. And he'll be taken down right away up near midfield at the 47. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
They're right here.
On first and 10, it's Mostert. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
From midfield, here's Tua. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Part of why they came to this week with a winning record is that they feed off of mistakes like this, and now it's a prime opportunity. Just moments in the game to get a short field touchdown for their big defensive play. Now on the other side, they were already the underdog in this one. They just made their uphill battle just a little bit tougher.
On first and 10, here's Pacheco. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. That was excellent from start to finish, from the blocking to the running, just well executed.
And now let's look ahead, because after that, how about a little play action, maybe a little bootleg? and get the quarterback out on the corner and give him a little run-pass option.
And they're right down here looking for 6. First and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. They'll run here with Pacheco. And he's going to ball his way into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
Did my eyes deceive me, or was that an I formation play that was just run there for a touchdown?
Little old school eye.
How about that? Was that a fullback, tailback, running it into the end zone?
Well, that's what that fullback's for, right? That's why you use that. Let him pave the way.
Oh, without a doubt. He's an extra blocker, and he did his job well on that play.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, or they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
You talk about this Chiefs defense. They've been pretty good against the pass. Not amazing, but good. Number 13 in the league.
So I'm prepping for this game. I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And?
Too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And those add up into big mistakes. Big mistakes add up into points against you.
And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again. Just like last week, each game is its own entity, treated as such.
And the pressure gets there, and Tua's going to be taken down. Nick Bosa able to record his 5th sack of the season. So on 4th down, here's Jake Bailey to punt for the Dolphins. Waiting on it will be Richie James. Fielded just inside the 30. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or they're kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be, because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we wonder just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Here we go. Strike. Strike. Check. Smash. Ready.
Again, it's Pacheco. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now Lance looking to change it up.
Strike. Check. Strike.
On 3rd down, it's Pacheco. And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Pretty straightforward play there by the linebacker. He saw the run, went with straight-ahead pursuit, and dumped him behind the line of scrimmage.
Ultra. Go ultra.
And they'll go for it. Lance. And it's going to be batted down. And we'll go the other way with the football. A surprising move to go for it, predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It doesn't pay off, and this defense will take over right at midfield. On play action, here's Tua. This one thrown underneath to A-Chain. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Dolphins nothing.
And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. This will be caught. It's Waddle. Touchdown. Jalen Waddle, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. So it takes them just 3 plays here to find the end zone. And you remember, of course, this was all set up by their defense.
Yeah, they got the stop on 4th down, so I imagine the offense said to their defense, thank you very much for this great starting field position. And like you said, 3 plays later, they're in the end zone.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
Set, ready.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Hey, go Fury. 43 rail.
Now they'll change things up. Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Not ideal there. That delay of game backs them up 5 yards. So now they need 7 yards on 3rd down. Now Lance. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out. But his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
He displayed a nice little hurdle there before he got taken down after. 57 yards on the ground for him so far. The Chiefs at 500 now, 4-4 on the year. And they come in losers at 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Here's Pacheco once again. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time. They went counter there offensively, and a couple of defenders were on skates for a second.
They certainly were, and you know what offensive linemen love about the counters and the misdirections? Sometimes you don't have to block the defender. He can run himself out of the play if he doesn't read his keys properly.
It'll be a gain of 2, and speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life. Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. Buried behind the line by Christian Wilkins.
Now that's a heck of a moment for your first sack of the game, because if this long drive ends without a touchdown because of that sack, we're going to look back and say that might be one of the biggest plays of this contest.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Fred Warner, the all-pro linebacker, there on the stop. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because
and he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. That is caught. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 3rd and 19, no problem as they're able to convert. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run the draw with Mostert. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Looking to pass. Tua. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Well, Charles, you were so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. A final shot before half for Lance. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Set and ready to go for the 2nd half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Pacheco gets it again on second down. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 108 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Pacheco gets it up the gut. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Jerome Baker crashing downhill and getting the stop.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Smack! Smack! Ready, ready.
Lance looking to throw it. Dancing to his left. And he is out of bounds inside the 45. Excellent work there by Lance as he scrambles for the first down.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute.
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco, his second touchdown of the afternoon, and the Chiefs have taken the lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and that makes the score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Well, Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored, and now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the second half?
Well, bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. Run the best plays you've got to the top performers you have, and try to move that ball down the field for an answering score.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
Tua sets up to pass it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Throw caught by A-Chain. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Second down and a little more than a yard here. A give up the middle to A-Chain. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive linemen said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
On 1st down, Tagovailoa to the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, when the situation you're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Tua going to throw. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, every point certainly counts at this stage of the game, but after driving so far, you absolutely know they want to finish it with 6 instead of 3.
Tua to throw again. And this is going to be intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And the Chiefs are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad.
Is that what
he would have kept it on the ground.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
Check, smash. Let's go.
A shotgun snap and a give to Edwards-Helaire. And he can muster only a couple here to the 24.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. And Lance now to throw. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have the Chiefs first down by a good couple of yards as they end up getting 6 there on 4th and 4. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Ready? Ball red.
30-yard line.
Here's Lance. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down. Here's Pacheco headed right. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
Got an open man. It's Valdes-Scantling. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and trying to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on it.
And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Kansas City Chiefs. First down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Set.
On first down, they go back to Pacheco. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
Ready.
They run it with Pacheco from the gun. And he's taken down inside the 30.
This defense needs a big play in the worst way because so far they're not putting up much of a fight. If they don't get a stop here soon, this game could be over for them.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. 5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. They'll try for the first with Pacheco. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Rodrigo Blankenship with an important one. This to perhaps salt this one away. Blankenship's kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Now Tua. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Nick Bosa in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
And assortment of sacks in this game. This one a product of a good jump and terrific effort. Moves quickly off the snap of the ball. Doesn't let up until he's in the backfield and impacting the quarterback.
Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. So this one